Alright everyone, this goes with the part of standardizing measurements in your book, which is on page 10. And what is probably a little difficult for you to see is on page 10 you can see this basic representation of the different prefixes that we're going to see. That's what this represents right here. Okay, so that page is basically me taking that same information and just putting it in more of an up-down form. Okay, now just to kind of be clear with what it says, you know, kilo is the prefix that means 1,000, hecto means 100, deca means 10, and then you have the base units. There's multiple units that we're going to be using: grams, meters, liters, seconds. Most of the time we're going to be focusing on grams and liters in this class, but that does not mean that we're not going to see others. You also have deci, which also means 10, centi, which also means 100, and milli, which also means 1,000. But the key to this is that all of these down here are smaller than the base unit, meaning decis are 10 times smaller than the base unit. So for example, I know that a decigram is 10 times smaller than a gram. I know that a centimeter is 100 times smaller than a meter. I know that a millisecond is 1,000 times smaller than a second. So basically what that means is that there are 1,000 milliseconds in a single second, or there is 100 centiliters in a liter, or there are 10 decigrams in a gram. All right, these up here are larger than the base unit. So a kilogram is 1,000 times bigger than a gram. A hectoliter is 100 times bigger than a liter, or a decasecond is 10 times bigger than a second. So what that means is that there's 1,000 grams in a kilogram. There are 100 seconds in a hectosecond. There are 10 liters in a decaliter. So the way we view those is going to change how we approach them. So what I wanted to walk through you real quick is that there are some practice problems at the bottom of the page. There's 4 of them, and I'm going to show you how to do a couple of them, and then hopefully that'll kind of help you get through the next assignment. All right, so number 1 here, they want you to take 38,000 kilograms. So I'm going to move this up just a bit. 38,000 kilograms, and they want you to convert that to just plain grams. So the way you would do that is you would take your parentheses, and because I'm starting with kilograms, kilograms would be on the bottom, and because they want grams, grams would go on top. Now the next thing you would ask yourself is which one of those is bigger. Well, you determine that on which one is higher up on the list. I have kilograms up here and just plain grams here. So because kilo is higher, I'm going to represent that with a 1. And then the other number that you put in the parentheses comes from whatever prefix is being used. So I'm using kilo, which is worth 1,000. And now this is saying a fact, which is that there are 1,000 grams in a kilogram. So then we would do the math, and you would always multiply the original number by the top and then divide by the bottom, and you have to do both functions. So you'd go 38,000 times 1,000 and then take that answer and divide it by 1, and by the time you're done you would get 38 million grams for that first answer. Okay. Now number 2, what they wanted you to do was take 6.5 meters, and they wanted you to find millimeters. Same approach, you would take parentheses, because I am starting with meters, meters would go on the bottom, millimeters would go on top. Which one of those would be bigger? Well, I see meters here, milli is down here for millimeter, so meters is larger, so you put a 1 next to that. And what is the prefix for milli? Milli means 1,000, so I'm going to put 1,000 here. Again, 6.5 times 1,000, then divided by 1, that would give me 6,500 millimeters as my answer. Okay. Just to go ahead and do one more, number 3 on here had 4.3 milliliters. Never mind my cat, she likes to get in the way of things. I'd set up my parentheses. I would have, because I'm starting with milliliters, milliliters would go on the bottom, liters would go on top. Which one of those is bigger? Well, I have liters up here, milliliters would be down here, so liters is going to have a 1 next to it because it's larger, and the term milli again means 1,000. So now I would multiply by my top, then divide by my 1,000, and my final answer here would be 0.0043 liters. All right. So on your next assignment, you're going to do quite a few of these, but try and use this video as a way to kind of help you out. And there's a solution down there of that last one.